Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to cover my first night out sleeping on the Luno Life mattress down at Parker Canyon Lake, which is about an hour and 30 to an hour and 45 minutes from Tucson. And it's another one of our man-made lakes here, and it's really a beautiful area. Just about 7 miles from the Arizona-Mexico border. And I'll show you on the map here in a second how you get there and where it is exactly in relation. But the first part of the video, I basically share the area with you by drone and by video, walking around. And then at the end, when I wake up the next morning, I share with you how my experience went with the mattress. So stick around all the way to the end and you'll kind of see a little bit of a modification that I made to the car to make the sleeping experience even just a little bit better. So as always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let's get started with the video. Parker Canyon Lake is southeast of Tucson. Basically, you take I-10 to Highway 83, head to Sonoyta, and then continue on another probably about 45 minutes down to Parker Canyon Lake. But super nice area, very scenic all the way down there. It was a little bit dry right now, I think because it's starting to get cold, but beautiful place. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's take a look at the property in the lake. As the sun started to go down, we were treated to a beautiful sunset, and we headed back to camp to set up the mattress real quick before it got dark. After setting everything up, we just went and started a fire, chilled by that, had dinner, and then enjoyed the beautiful full moon. After a couple hours, we headed to bed and tried out the mattress. First night with the Luno Life mattress. Me and the pooch enjoyed that last night. And as you saw from the other video, it's quick and easy setup, it's easy to carry, and overall I'm very pleased with how it slept. I'm not a huge fan of air mattresses like I mentioned before, but this one feels a little bit different. Obviously you can still tell it's an air mattress, but it is comfortable and it is adjustable, which I used actually last night. I put too much air in it initially, and I think it'll take a few times to dial in the air pressure as far as what you like with it. One of the questions I got about it was, can you feel the unevenness of the back of the car? And you can actually. Trying it out at home, you couldn't really notice. I wasn't on the mattress that much, and it's not a significant deal. You notice it a little bit kind of down by your legs maybe, that you're not totally flat, but it wasn't enough to make me uncomfortable. It's not like you feel something poking you in the back or you're laying at a really awkward angle, but you know, you can tell it's not totally flat. I think it could be easily remedied. I'll just have to think about it a little bit, and honestly though, I am fine, comfortable without it. I don't know that's anything I'm going to address right away, but you can tell a little bit that it's uneven back there. Otherwise, you know, sleeping with the blocks up towards the head of the bed works out well. You know, a couple times I would use pressure and push myself up towards the top, you could feel that they would compress a little bit. But as far as laying and sleeping with your head up there, totally enough support, very comfortable that way too. Overall, I'm actually very pleased with it. I think it's a good purchase. If you like sleeping in your car, it's something I would consider for sure, just because it's nice and easy to set up. I mean, very easy to set up. You're talking, you know, like you saw it, maybe 5 minutes max, getting the seats forward and blowing up the blocks and then blowing up each individual mattress. And what I did is I actually put a fitted sheet over my side and then just laid a blanket down for my dog and used my sleeping bag. It was a little chilly. I think I'd rather use blankets. The sleeping bag's a lot easier, obviously, to carry and set up and put away. But I think it would be just more comfortable, or at least I need to get a square bottomed sleeping bag. The one I have right now is a mummy bag, so I think that'll be better now that I'm trying to get out camping more often. But it's a beautiful morning here. I mentioned earlier in the video that I was going to think of a solution for getting rid of that very slight uneven feeling in the back of the car. And I want to stress that this is really not something you have to do. It's, again, like I mentioned, it's not something that's going to make you uncomfortable, but you can notice it. And the reason I brought it up and the reason I'm addressing it is because someone had asked me the question. So you guys know me, I like to do wood stuff, and working in the shop for me is kind of stress relief after work and all that kind of thing. So this morning, I decided to go ahead and use the plywood from my sleeping platform and just come up with a little solution that I think has made a little bit of a difference as far as sleeping. So I'm going to show you the process of that and talk you through it, and I'll show you installed on the car, and it's something that you never really have to take out. So if it's something you want to do, I can put the measurements in the description below, but anyway, just kind of a fun project for me, not necessary, but I did it anyway because that's who I am. So let's check that out. This process started with me pulling all the staples out of the piece of plywood that I used for my sleeping platform that I built a while back. Once I got those all out, I needed to remove the 3 blocks in the rear and then take off the hinges, which just had to remove all the screws. Once I got that done, I grabbed the mat from the rear cargo area and I used it as a template, and I traced it out here on the piece of plywood so that I could use it to cut out my initial shape. And what I realized after cutting this out is that, you know, the 2 ears that kind of fit in the very back of the car, when you make that out of plywood and it's solid, you can't bend it, that will not fit into the back of the hatch. So I ended up taking my track saw and squared off the 2 sides and also the rear part, just leaving a little bit of taper in the front. Once I got that taken care of, I grabbed my sander and just knocked down the edges just to prevent splintering, and in case, you know, just in case it somehow the board got caught on something. So here it is in the back. You can see it fits very well, and it's cut in such a way that it has a little bit of wiggle room forward and back, and I'll explain that just a little bit more in a second. But right here, I'm just basically showing you that the seat will fold up very easily. No problems whatsoever with this in here. And I'm going to just leave it underneath the mat all the time. It doesn't cause any problems, and it fits very well. So here you can see the plywood when the seats are down, but I wanted to show you how when you want to use the Luno Life mattress or your own sleeping platform, you just slide it forward and it will mat up perfectly with where that little bump is in the seat. And then you can just slide your mat forward a little bit and then just put whatever you're sleeping on, in my case the Luno Life, right on top of there. And today, after making this, I set up the Luno Life system and I laid on here, and you could tell that it was a little bit flatter back there. Again, it's not a huge difference, and I think if you try the mattress, you may not even notice that there's a slight difference in height. So that wraps up the project. I had a really good time making that little extra piece for the car, and I think it will help out a little bit. As always, if you guys have any questions, you can leave those as comments, or you can always email me. And I just wanted to reiterate again, you know, the first night with the mattress went really well. I have some things I need to figure out as far as how much pressure I like in there, But as far as the build, the setup, the transport, all that stuff is really as good as I thought it was going to be, and it's a really nice setup and a nice system. If you guys have any interest in it, you can still use the promo code that I told you about last time. That's Hutton15 with all capitals. And let me know if you have questions. I'm happy to help you any way I can. So thanks as always for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys next time.